There we go. All right, guys. Good evening, everyone. So Megan and I, Megan, we haven't done a power hour like this in a long time. I'm glad to team up with you tonight. But we are going to host a little power hour for you guys. We wanted to start off with sharing a little motivational video. Now, you may or may not have seen it before. I've seen it a bunch, but I swear this is like the perfect video. It gets me every single time. I actually start tearing up every time, so I'm sure Megan will too. But it is it's like a game changer, and it really makes you realize that you have so many more capabilities than what you really think you do in your mind. Like, it is such a mindset thing of what our limits are and our potential. So I want to share my screen, and can you guys see this?
Yep, I can see it.
All right, good deal. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play it. It is 5 minutes long, so sit back, relax, enjoy it, and think about your business as you are watching it and what you could possibly be doing. All right.
So, Coach, how strong is Westview this year? What strong?
I lost sound. You can't mute yourself.
I just realized that. Hold on. Hold on.
Who's Westview this year? A lot stronger than we are.
You already written Friday night down as a loss, bro?
Well, not if I know we could beat them.
Come here, Brock. You too, Jeremy.
What, am I in trouble now?
Not yet. I want to see you do the death crawl again, except I want to see your absolute best.
What, you want me to go to the 30?
I think you can go to the 50.
The 50? I can go to the 50 if nobody's on my back.
I think you can do it with Jeremy on your back. But even if you can, I want you to promise me you're going to do your best.
All right.
Your best.
Okay.
You going to give me your best?
I'm going to give you my best.
All right, one more thing. I want you to do it blindfolded.
Why?
Because I want you giving up at a certain point when you can go further. Get down. Jeremy, get on his back. I get a good tight hold, Jeremy. All right, let's go, Brock. Keep your knees off the ground, just your hands and feet. There you go. A little bit left. A little bit left. There you go. Show me good effort. That way, Brock. You keep coming. There you go. It's a good start. A little bit left. A little bit left. There you go, Brock. Good strength. That's it, Brock. That's it.
20 yet?
Forget the 20. You give me your best. You keep going. That's it. No, don't stop, Brock. You got more in you than that.
I ain't done. Just rest a second.
You got to keep moving. Let's keep moving. Let's go. Don't quit till you got nothing left. There you go. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving it. Your very best. Your very best. Your very best. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. Don't quit on me. Keep going. Keep driving it. Keep your knees off the ground. That's it. Your very best. Don't quit on me. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go. That's it. You keep driving. Keep your knees off the ground. Keep driving it. Don't quit till you got nothing left. Keep moving, Brock. That's it. That's it. That's it. Keep going. I want everything you got. Come on. Keep going. It hurts. Don't quit on me. Your very best. Keep driving. Keep driving. There you go. There you go.
He's heavy.
I know he's heavy.
I'm finding strength.
And you negotiate with your body to find more strength, but don't you give up on me, Brock. You keep going, you hear me? You keep going. You're doing good. You keep going. You're not quitting. You keep going. I know it hurts. You keep going. You keep going. It's all hard from here. 30 more steps. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Keep going. And let it burn. It's all hard. You keep going, Brock. Come on. Come on. Keep going. You're your best. Your best. Don't stop. Keep going. It's not too hard. You keep going. Look up, Brock. You're in the end zone. Brock, you are the most influential player on this team. If you walk around defeated, so will they. Don't tell me you can't give me more than what I've been seeing. You just carried a 140-pound man across this whole field in your arms. Brock, I need you. God's gifted you with the ability of leadership. Don't waste it.
Coach,
Can I count on you?
yes. Coach,
What is it, Jeremy?
only 160.
All right. Who's next?
Hey, that's not even
Whoops.
funny, dude.
Okay. I love that video. I seriously, every time I watch it, it just gets me excited. So I want you guys to think about that video, and I want you to think about what you're doing for 2019 so far, what you're doing for the month of November. We have so many opportunities for this month to help people with the sales. And, some of us are getting into qualification. Some of us we made goals for the end of the year that we want to end at a certain rank or with a certain income, with a certain volume, whatever it is. I want you guys to think about how you're doing with your business and if you're pushing and giving it your full potential. And I want you guys, when you feel like you can't give any more, I want you to put your blinders on and I want you to give it that much more, because you will do so much more than what your mind tells you. I think so much of our business it's a mind game, and I feel like we just hold ourselves back and we're so focused on the shiny objects and we compare ourselves to other people. And this is your race. Like, this is your journey, your race. And I want you to just give it all you got and don't look back and just keep your blinders on and just keep going. So with that said, we are going to start the little power hour here, and Megan is going to start off with the connections. And yes, if you didn't see the Google Doc, which I posted in the Dream Team, I should have posted it in the event and I didn't. I put it in the Dream Team, and hopefully the other coaches put it in their team pages. But we added some information that is going to help you with going through the conversations, and also ideas with posts, which hopefully you guys all did an evening post, whether it was a Transformation Tuesday or some type of challenge group opportunity or coaching opportunity post. That way you have something to connect, invite, and follow up with people. So Megan, do you want to go ahead?
Heck yes. All right. So we are going to start with the connection aspect. One of the biggest things I think we all need to remind ourselves that the whole point of social media is to be social. So yes, we have incredible solutions to offer people, from the business, the boot camps, to everything in between, but we have to be social with them so they see us as a person and as a human, and not just as, Megan the coach. I want them to know me as a person and what I like, what I don't like, and what I struggle with, and what I excel at. Like, you want them to understand you, and the only way you're going to get there is if you have conversations with them. So we're going to give you guys some time to do your conversations and connections, but a few things to think about as you're going through. One is look on your Facebook list, if you're using Facebook, and see whose birthday it is. That's an easy way to check out, maybe someone who you've invited before and you maybe didn't follow up with them. I find that a lot. Like, whenever that little notification pops up and I see whose birthdays it is, I always click on those names. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, my last message to that person was, here's the information. And then I never said another word to them. So it is often a reminder of people who have fallen through the cracks. It's a reminder of people who you may not have talked to. And it isn't going to be a happy birthday, did you want to join my boot camp? It's straight up going to be a, oh my gosh, Deidra, I just saw today is your birthday. I hope you have a wonderful day and those boys of yours treat you well. Just connect with them. Something else I like to do, if you guys look at your on this day memories, you can also see your on this day friendships. So I always do that. That's another really awesome way, which side note, Deidra and I became friends 13 years ago today in college. But I saw that this morning when I was looking. Just so you know, that could have been a post.
Shut up.
The day 13 years ago, we became friends.
Oh.
But if I hadn't talked to Deidra in a long time, I could be like, oh my gosh, this popped up on my memories. We became friends 13 years ago. Do you remember when we spent those days waitressing at Ruby Tuesdays? That seems like forever ago. Or that seems like yesterday, whichever way you want to put it. But look at who you became friends with on this day. Look at whose birthday it is this day. And then also, if you're on Facebook, you can see who's online right now. So like, you guys know what I mean? Like the little conversation thing comes up. You guys, I don't know how else to explain it, but if you're like open Facebook on your desktop, or a laptop, you can see who's online. Deidra and I were talking today, and I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot I used to do that. When I would go to, whether it was a follow-up, an invite, or a connection with somebody, I'd look to see who was online. So after her and I talked today, I did that as part of my power hour this morning. I went through and I was like, oh my gosh, I saw you were online, and I clicked on them to see first. The last time we talked there was a girl that I haven't talked to in like 6 years. I was like, oh my gosh, my last message to you 6 years, and it was like something about work. But anyways, look at people who are online, because if they're online, they're most likely on their phone. And they might be like sitting there while their husband's watching a hockey game. That's what mine's doing. And they're just sitting there bored. You can create those conversations. Like, saw you online. We haven't talked forever. What's new? How's the baby? How's the pregnancy? I saw you got married. Whatever you want to say. But they're online. You can see them. It's kind of like when you see people watching your stories and you're like, hey, saw you watching my stories. Wanted to reach out and connect. That is a way to connect with them. And then also, if you want to go on the Instagram side of things, look at the people who have been watching your stories or liking on your posts, and use this as a way to say thank you. Thank you for the love of my post. And like, I think it's almost easier sometimes from a connection standpoint to do this on a post that wasn't business related. So maybe I had an anxiety attack last Sunday. So when I talk about that, people who liked it, I just straight up was like, oh my gosh, thank you for sharing that. Like, and I talked to them about that particular thing. Had nothing to do with the business. It had nothing to do with my boot camp, but it allowed me to connect with someone who I had something else in common with. So sometimes, yes, when it comes to inviting, you want to look at who's interacting on those call to action posts. But sometimes when I'm just trying to connect with people, I pull up one that's about me with my kids, or me that's talking about something unrelated, so that you can send those messages. So for 10 minutes from 9:20 to 9:30, we want you to take any of those avenues that we shared, or multiple avenues that I just gave you, and start connecting without expecting a sale in return, without expecting someone to come back to you and be like, I'd love to join your boot camp. Just be a human being and have conversations and be social on social media. And if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat bar, and I will, keep an eye on that. And I'm going to be doing this right alongside of you.
Do you want me to put the timer on?
Sure.
Do we want to do 5? It's already 9:20.
9:20. I'd say 10 minutes.
Let's do 10. I'm going to challenge everyone to get in at least 8. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to do 8. 10. We can do 10.
Anyone have a good Spotify playlist? Because the only one I have is from Ashley Roberts, and it's extremely explicit.
Oh, but I love it. It's so good.
I usually just play music through like my...
Ashley, do you want to play it? Or Maegan?
Or if you send me the link, I can pull it up. I just don't have any. If they're small children, some of the words.
Just tell them to go to bed.
Annie Bookers. I can play it. Or I have another. No, there's some Cardi B on there too. We don't.
Missy Elliott.
I like Cardi.
Yeah. I do too, but she doesn't sing about rainbows and
He's not kid friendly.
Yeah, you want to play it? I was just listening to Christmas music on Spotify. So
I don't dislike Christmas. I mean, we're decorated, so that's
We are
free.
too.
I'm free. It's free game. I just don't have any memberships to any actual music
I-
things, so I don't have them unless like someone sends me a link.
Yeah, I don't have one to that. I do Amazon.
Yeah, I'm gonna play school by myself.
All right. And we can post examples in the chat. If you guys have one that you're doing, feel free to share it. That way we can help each other. And I highly recommend when you see them, like I put little scripts in my note sections on my phone, and I will label them as connects, invites, and follow-ups. And I have different examples for depending on what I'm doing. So if it's I'll do a happy birthday one. I'll do a, hey girl, I haven't talked to you in a while. How's everything going? Something about the kids. Or just a random connection of another sort. Oh, what? Is that waterfalls?
yes.
I have another tip for connections because I just did this tonight. I'm looking for a new skincare line. So there's one that someone recommended to me. So like I shared like a little video on my stories and I was like, has anyone have any reviews on this? I'd never heard of it. So many people use it. But like when you use on your stories and you ask a question versus a poll, whenever you look at all the responses, like it's kind of the same as but when you look at the responses, you can just hit the button to directly message them. So I find like it's another great way to just have conversations with people that are watching your stuff outside of the business, but you're just connecting on something. So I like to ask a question because it requires them to type in so you know they're not just bumping a poll or if a cat bumped the poll or a kid bumped the poll or whatever it is. They're actually genuinely giving you like words back. So I like to use that as another way. Like that will be what I'm doing right now is to go through and connect with the people who are giving me advice. People love to give advice on fashion and skincare and do you decorate before or after Thanksgiving for Christmas, whatever it is, people will tell you.
Go throw 2 different outfits on, do a side by side, and ask them which one you should wear. So much feedback on those. All right, guys, we have 13 seconds if you guys want to go ahead and finish up. All right. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to add with the connections, it's kind of with the connections, but I wanted to throw it in somewhere. You guys are all using Instagram stories, right? Yeah. Okay. Has anyone noticed a drop in their views and responses? Okay, so I noticed a huge drop myself. I was getting around 18 to 2,000 views on my IG stories, and I have been getting like actually it was as low as 300 today. Between 300 and yesterday I had up to 900, which is still like half of what I used to get. And it's been like between 400 and 500 on average. So it's like really, really low compared to what it used to be. So I'm like, okay, what are the things that I used to do that maybe I've slacked on a little bit? And since I've added these things back in, it has really made a difference in increasing my views again. And that's adding location and a hashtag into your story. Are you guys using those with your stories? So I quit doing them because I have a lot of followers, and I figured I shouldn't have to do that as much if I'm doing 7 to 12 Instagram stories a day. it'll be up where people should be able to see it. So what I'm doing, I don't add the same location every time. I have 4 to 5 locations that I use on a regular basis. And I use certain hashtags, between 4 and 5 hashtags. So what I do is, for instance, I do 4 workout posts, Instagram stories in the morning. So 3 are usually videos and then 1 post workout. It's usually something like that. But each one will have a different location and different hashtags. So for instance, my first video, I'll put and I hide it. I make it real small with my fingers so you can't see it. So I'll do Chambersburg for 1. That's where I live, in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. And then I'll do the hashtag military wife. My second video, I'll do Louisville, Kentucky, because that's where my husband's from. And then I'll use mom of 3 boys hashtag. And then another one, I'll do Nashville, Tennessee, because my husband has a lot of his family there. And then I will do another hashtag of Army wife life. And then I'll do another one, and it will be Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, because I'm near that. And then I'll do another hashtag of blended family. So notice, all of those hashtags are ones that I'm looking for my people. I have a blended family. That is huge for my life. I am a military wife. That is huge. I'm a mom of boys. That is huge. These are all people that I want to connect with. So make sure when you're using these hashtags that they're people that you want to find, and that you're going over to those hashtags and taking 5 or 10 minutes and looking at profiles and seeing if they're your people, and you follow them, and then go like and comment on something in addition. I know I'm kind of like going off there because I just started talking about using the hashtag for stories, but use those hashtags that you're actually looking for your people. Don't just do it and then not make use of the hashtag, and make sure the hashtag you're using isn't too much overused, because if it's fit inspo or fitness journey, there's millions and millions and millions that you're not even going to be seen if someone's looking at that hashtag. Does that make sense? For hashtags, you can use text instead of the actual hashtags up. Yep. Yep. Okay. So that has made a huge difference. Like, that took my views from like 400 to 900 in a day. So make sure that you're doing that, and location too. And again, you don't have to actually be in that area to tag the location. I know a lot of people think that they have to be, but you do not have to be. So that's what I wanted to say for that. Just getting your traction and getting more people to see your stuff is going to make a huge difference, because then you have more people to reach out to when you see those views, Maegan, did you want to add anything with that?
No, other than that, it works. And I often get lazy, or I'm like trying to hurry and get my stories up so I can get on to the next thing. And I don't take the time to add the hashtag or add the location. But when I am consistent with it, it definitely brings in new people, not just new eyes. Like, when you're going through this every single day, if you're consistently adding a new location and you're getting new eyes, it gives you new people to connect with and then eventually invite.
Yep. And I should have added my connection in there, and I don't know why I didn't do it. But for like the people who are viewing my IG stories, I will just send them a quick connection that says, hey, so-and-so, I saw you are watching my stories. Thanks so much for the support. Are you also on your own fitness journey? Which is kind of like the one I did before. But just something easy like that will open the door to talking about the fitness journey and the invite. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and talk about the invites. So I hope that all of you did the assignment of doing a public post on your social media platforms, all of them. If you are using Instagram and Facebook, post on both, because you have different audiences watching you. And if you only want to help a certain amount of people, then I guess post on one platform and not the other. But if you're here to like make a difference and help people, post it everywhere you can, because there's going to be people everywhere for you. But now you have those posts that went out. Hopefully people are liking, commenting on those posts. Everything that I do, I didn't do this on my IG stories yet, but I'm going to do it after I talk. Everything that I do with my post on Instagram, I also share it into my stories and say, hey, latest post, take a look at it. And that will also lead into showing them, because a lot of people look at stories and not IG posts. And people who look at IG posts don't always see your story. So if you're putting it in both, there's no way of missing it. Okay. So with the invites, I don't know who is doing this, but I have a sale going on. It started actually yesterday because it is the holidays. We have the Black Friday sale, Cyber Monday. I'm actually doing mine starting yesterday, and it's going to go through the whole month. I made up my own sales. Talk to your coach and see if they're doing one, or whoever your upline coach is. If you don't have an upline working the business, talk to your upline coach. And if they are not hosting a sale, see if you guys can get one together, because it does help. This is like the perfect time of the year. If you're worried and complaining that you're not where you want to be with your business, this is just a perfect opportunity for you to help people, and they can save money as well. But when I'm doing my invites on social media, my public posts, I talk about the sales, and I talk about it every day and often. And I'm also putting it into my stories. Yes, I am overloading and bombarding people, but I don't care, because they're okay looking at all the Amazon sales and all the Target sales, and they look at it more than once. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it more than once, because that's how you get people. So it's okay to annoy people. That's what we do sometimes. So I just wanted to talk about the sales there real quick. And I said about the public post, but guys, that does not mean you shouldn't do private message invites. We still have to do those. So we're going to do those now, where we can do it off of the people who are liking and commenting on your posts, especially any challenge group or coaching opportunity or fitness. If you're doing a post workout picture, those are the perfect posts that you can do an invite to, because they're liking and commenting on it. They are showing some type of interest. So it's not creepy. Don't feel weird or nervous to send an invite to them. They're the ones initiating this because they liked or commented. So you can send them a message and say, hey, Sally, thanks so much for the support on my fitness post. Are you working on your own journey, or have you ever thought about joining me in my fitness boot camp? I have a holiday one that's getting started, and I would love to give you more information. Would you like to know more? Something so simple, sweet, and to the point. Guys, you don't have to word vomit. It is simple, and don't be nervous. And if you are, close your eyes and press send. Also, another more people that you can invite are the people that are watching your stories. That's why I do 3 to 4 fitness workout pictures and videos every morning, almost every morning, because they're looking at it. I'm inviting them. Like, they're looking at my posts. So I'm going to say, hey, thanks for watching my stories with my fitness journey. This is great accountability for myself. Are you on your own journey? And have you ever thought about joining me? Same exact thing. I would love to give you more information. Also, people that you have connected with already, you know, the people that Maegan already talked about, the people that you are connecting with, after you talk to them and connect with them a little bit, feel free to send them an invite. And I know sometimes that's the hard transition of, when do I send the invite? How long do I talk to them? And it all depends on you and them, I guess. There are some times where I only talk to them once or twice, and I'm like, hey, while I'm talking to you, I was actually filling a few spots for my virtual boot camp. And I'm not sure if you're interested, but I would love to give you more information if you are having goals for yourself for your own fitness journey. Make it that easy. No pressure. And I even say no pressure, just wanted to ask. And they're either going to say yes or no. And if you don't ask, you'll never know. Okay. So we can go ahead and do invites. We're going to set the timer for 10 minutes again. And we will add some examples in the chat bar as well. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to add, friends and family that you haven't invited yet, it's time to invite them. Okay. So if you're like, they would never help me, but you never asked, go ask them anyway. So you can at least market that you actually did it and not just assume, because when we assume, it's usually the opposite. You never know. I never reached out to Maegan because I'm like, she doesn't need to lose any weight. She's not going to join me. She looks like she has her crap together. Guess what? Thankfully, she reached out to me, but I would have lost her to like Melanie. You know, if she would have known her first. So don't just assume, because you really don't know until you ask. All right, setting the timer, 10 minutes. Ashley, play that music. Michelle, how do you approach moms who just had babies about joining a challenge group? Have you ever talked to them before? Okay, tell me more. Have you invited them before? Did they say they were interested? Here, talk, unmute yourself. Okay, there you go. How far did you get with the conversation?
So, yes, I definitely want to do something after I have the baby.
Okay.
But I didn't know like when to approach them, if it's like a difficult pregnancy or not a difficult pregnancy. Are you like so engrossed with the baby that you're not even thinking about fitness now? Or because I reached out to my cousin, I was like, hey, when do you go back to work?
Yeah.
And like, at the end of the month. And I was like, well, I know this is your third child, so that's why I'm asking you. And I was like, hey, I should come over. She's like, yeah, you should come over. So how do I transition that?
So every question that you just asked, ask her.
Okay.
Just ask her. The same exactly what you just said, you need to ask her. So I know you had your baby. How did the pregnancy go? How did the delivery go? Are you cleared by the doctor? And I know that you were interested in the past, that you wanted to get back into things once you had the baby. The baby's here. So what are your thoughts on getting started? And if they had a difficult pregnancy, that's why we have nutrition plans also, nutrition programs that are great until people are able to work out again. And we just have to make sure that we're watching their caloric intake. So if they are breastfeeding, that we don't decrease their milk supply too much where, it goes away. But yeah, those questions, I would just simply ask them. Ashley, do we not have music anymore? Oh, that's sad. I guess I have music. Huh?
I got it. I think it froze on me. I had to log out and log back in.
Ashley, I don't know what's going on, but it sounds really weird and squeaky.
Really?
That's better. I don't know what's going on. All right, time is up. So finish up what you're saying. Okay, so hey guys, make sure that, I know I said this once, but make sure that you're looking at the script that we put in the document. Megan gave it to me, but I think it was from Katie Ersta. But it was really great, just helping you get through the conversations without having the word vomit. I know sometimes we get caught up whenever someone's interested and we get all excited and we want to say a whole bunch of things, but make sure that you're just like getting to know them, you're forming them, asking what their goals are, figuring out what they need. And guys, make sure, this is one thing that I love to do, is give informational videos, even if it's off of YouTube, the Beachbody YouTube. Make sure that it says Team Beachbody, so you're not like giving someone else a customer by giving them a coach's video, unless it's your own. But use the YouTube videos that Beachbody gives, or from the back office, that shows what To Be Mindset is, or what Shakeology is, or what a challenge pack is, talking about bod. I think there's a good bod and Shakeology one. So use those instead of just sending a link to your website to sign up, because that's not really giving a lot of good information, and you want to make sure that you're making sure that they're getting exactly what they need. So look at that link that we gave. And Megan, I didn't put the video that you sent me in there, so we need to add that.
Yeah, I was actually just looking to see. I think I texted it to you, but I shared this actually on the team call last night. I made like a little, I can copy this link. It's like 7 minutes, but it talks about what's involved with the boot camp. And I just found by having this, like I kept the dates general. Like it doesn't say the theme, it doesn't say the dates, it just says what the group is about. And now when someone is interested, I'm giving them this to explain what it is. I don't have to word vomit. It's super efficient. I have a text in my notes of my phone. So it's like, hey, thanks for your interest. Super excited to share more. This video goes over all the ins and outs. If you're interested, respond back to me and we'll talk next steps. And from there, you can talk about purchase options and the bundles. But this lays it out. Like, by watching this video, it's going to cost you money to do it. Like, it's all in there. So anyways, that's been working really well for me to kind of just give the overview of what it is. So you can see the YouTube link in there. I just made it, so it's new. It's not something I've been using for a while, but those that I have sent it to, it's gotten good feedback from.
It is.
So that's what I've been using for that.
It is really good. I think we all need to make a video like that, because it's coming from you and you're sharing exactly what your groups involve. I like it a lot. I loved it. Okay. Diarrhea of the words. I was the same way, and there's nothing wrong with that. You get excited, and when you're passionate about something, you want to talk a whole bunch about what it is. But we just have to be careful that we're not scaring them away at the same time and not being too salesy. So yeah, I like the video for that purpose. Exactly. So it's not too much at one time. All right, guys, we're almost out of time. So let's go ahead and do some follow-ups real quick. Basically, who are we going to follow up with? We're going to follow up with everyone that we have talked to in the past. If they said they were interested, but maybe not right now, if they gave the cost objection, guess what? We have the holiday sales coming up. This is perfect timing. If someone wanted to learn about the coach, wanted to be a coach and wanted to jump in on the opportunity, but they didn't have the money, hi, guess what? This is a perfect time to get on board and get money for the holidays to pay for their children's Christmas. So everyone, guys, it does not take 1 to 2 follow-ups to sign someone up. It takes sometimes 8, sometimes 10, and sometimes 12. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but there are people that I will invite over and over and over again because they keep watching my stuff. And if I know they're watching my stuff, I will say, I see that you're watching. Like, this is my personality. I will send a message and I'll say, I see you're still watching my stuff with a bunch of smiley faces. And then I'll say, when are you really going to join me? Because I really want you to do this with me. And I know that you will love it once you sign up. I'm just straight to the point when it comes to them watching me and me just inviting them and following up again. So whether it is coaching or challenge group, I say that. Maegan.
Yeah, I put mine in here. Like, this is one I actually just sent to a girl who, I was like, hey, just checking in. If you're not interested, tell me to stop. But our no excuse November offers are pretty darn sweet, and I'm pretty darn persistent. So unless you tell me to stop, I'm going to keep popping in your inbox. I talk to people. That's literally what I'm going to do. So I just told her exactly what was going to happen. So I have countless people that I have sent a bajillion messages to, and when they're ready, they'll come to you. I don't do it like if it's someone who's not responding, I try to keep it to like once a month. But whatever I have going on, I make a point to continuously invite them. And people will tell me like, thank you so much for continuing to follow up with me. Like, I needed you to say that. Same thing with like when you're challengers who like buy a challenge pack and never actually do anything. When you reach out to them, they're like, I needed that reminder. Thanks for the motivation. Like, even if they're not doing it, they still appreciate hearing from you. So don't underestimate the power of you just being someone's light, whether it's inviting them when they know that they just aren't mentally there, but the option's going to be there when they're ready. The follow-ups are key. So I know we're hitting about 10 o'clock. So before you guys can, keep working and go on through the follow-ups. But something else, just as we hit, tomorrow, right? Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow is like last day for quals. If you're going for like a rank advancement, or you're working on a team who's going for like a big rank advancement goal, the end, like SOS day is tomorrow. So I'd said that to Deidra. I said SOS, and she goes, what's that mean? I was like, save our ship. Like when the ship's sinking, it's like SOS, who can save me? She's like, I had no idea what that meant. I was like, oh, okay. Anyways, if you don't know what that means, it means last stitch effort to actually make shiz happen. So if you don't have one yet, make your freaking list and figure out who the people are that are going to genuinely help you because they're your friend or their family and they love you. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I have called my friends, or one time I had my husband call one of his friends and be like, I'm going to need you to call Joe. I'm going to need you to call Joe, and Joe's going to need to jump on board with us. And like, they're friends. So it's products they'll use. They'll just do it. So I hope you have those people in your life who you can call when it's like, I need a favor. Because at like push comes to shove, it's a business. And that was something that I struggled with my first year. And I was like, I don't really know what to do. And someone said to me, sometimes when you're running a business, you have to make business decisions. And sometimes your business decisions involve you being like, hey, I'm working towards a really big goal. I know that, I'm a coach. We've been living next door to each other for 4 years. It's no secret. I've never actually talked to you about it before, but would you be interested in trying it for a month, giving me a testimonial, and then you don't ever actually have to do it again? But like, if you could just like try it for a month, I'd really appreciate it. Ask people. You'd be surprised how many people are like, oh my gosh, I would help you. I called one girl once. She was a girl I worked with right after I graduated from college, just like 2 years ago. So it had been probably 3 or 4 years since I had talked to her. She was just a good human being, a really good friend. And she was like, I called her at like 11:46 before midnight on the last day of quals. I was like, Amy, I need a favor. I texted her. I was like, it's late. Are you awake? And she's like, I am. What's up? And I called her and I was like, I need a favor. Would you like to try 21 Day Fix? And she was like, heck yeah, girl, like whatever. Like, she never ordered anything again. But like, people will help you if she doesn't want to be a coach, doesn't want any part of working out at home with me and drinking Shakeology every month. But will she help me when I'm working towards a really big goal and I need to phone a friend? Yes. So think about that too. Like, you be bold in that this business that you're growing and building and creating is something powerful and impactful to the people who are around you. I asked a favor of my mom, but she didn't want to give her social to sign up as a coach. Honestly, I don't hear that as much now as I used to. I feel like in the beginning, when it comes to the socials, they don't do anything with it. Like, it's like when you go to apply for a mortgage, you have to give your social security number because they're going to do a background check on you. when you go to sign up as coach, you have to give your social security number because there's a phenomenal business opportunity on the other end of it. And should you take advantage of that business opportunity, there's income attached to it, and they're going to send you a 1099 for it. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything with it. The mortgage office doesn't go and sell your social security number to Joe Schmo on the street just because, and Beach Party's not doing anything with your social security number either. So it's because of the business opportunity. That's why it's there. They don't do anything else with it. But I would just try to explain that to her. And yeah, it only matters if you actually make an income with it. But we hope this was helpful. I know it's late. You're East Coasters, it's 10, and this has been my shutdown time in my attempt to zen my life a little bit more. So I'm clocking out. My work here is done. Hopefully it was helpful. If you guys have questions, let us know. Don't be shy. And if you're pushing towards a goal to hit tomorrow, good luck. Keep going. There's plenty of time. I always hit goals on the last minute of every possible year, so I totally get it. All right. Have a good night, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night.